Do you want to get the best footage out of your Osmo Pocket 3, but don't know where to start and every video is telling you to do different things? After weeks of testing out the Osmo Pocket 3, I've found the best beginner-friendly settings to balance cinematic quality with it being easy to use, so that you can capture all of your moments without having to constantly adjust your camera. So let's dive in. First, make sure you're in regular video mode and not the low light or slow motion. This ensures the best image quality. Next, swipe up and set the resolution to 4K for the highest quality and aspect ratio to 16:9. I shoot in 30 FPS 99% of the time so that I can always capture smooth, high quality images. If I know that I want to slow down a shot, then I shoot in 60 FPS. While 24 FPS is the cinematic standard, it can be quite tricky to utilize. If you're not used to holding a camera in your hand, or you're not keeping your hand steady, that shakiness is going to show through. Once you start to become more comfortable with your Osmo Pocket 3, then I would recommend switching to 24 FPS. I personally do recommend that you use the Pro mode versus the Auto feature and turn on Pro mode. Set the exposure to Auto with an ISO range of 50 to 1600 for dynamic lighting control. Adjust the exposure value, or EV, to -0.7 to prevent blown out highlights. A good tip to remember is shadows can always be recovered in post-production, but you can't eliminate overexposed highlights. Now, I'm more comfortable using manual exposure because 95% of the time, I'm using my Osmo Pocket 3 indoors to shoot my desk setup. But if I was a beginner and I was just getting started with the Osmo Pocket 3, I would keep the exposure on auto and start playing around with different shots to see what you can get used to. The one manual setting that I always use is white balance. This is to help keep colors consistent. If you're recording outdoors or even on a sunny and overcast day, I recommend setting your white balance to 5600K. If you're recording indoors and or using artificial lighting, then I would typically select anywhere between 2800K to 4000K. For the color profile, keep it simple and keep it at auto. The colors that the Pocket 3 picks up naturally on the auto mode is great for any beginner or someone just getting started with the Osmo Pocket 3. Now, if you want to be in more control of your video colors, then switch to the D-Log-M for that flat look, which gives you more flexibility to adjust the colors in your footage in post-production. If this is the route that you take, be sure that you download the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 LUT from the DJI.com website. And if you aren't sure how to do that, I have a tutorial linked down below in the description. Now, a great feature about the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 is the joystick and the gimbal. Tap the Running Man icon to set the gimbal speed to slow for smoother movements. Now, when it comes to the joystick, I'm very indifferent to what other creators say out there. Many say don't use the joystick because it looks robotic or not natural. I personally like using the joystick, but only when I'm shooting at 60 FPS. This is because I know that I can slow down the footage to still make it look smooth and cinematic. However, another technique I do is to physically tilt or rotate the camera for a more natural look. Next, set the slider control to zoom because it's perfect if you want to capture something really fast before it's gone. But beware, shooting at 1x gives the best quality. And also be sure to turn on the grid lines for better composition. Use the grid lines to align your subject or subjects for more cinematic shots. And these are my simple go-to settings for easy cinematic footage for beginners, without being too invasive or even slowing you down. If you have an Osmo Pocket 3, share with me down in the comments below what's one of your favorite things about it. And if you don't have one, but you're thinking about getting one, let me know why. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more future videos on the Osmo Pocket 3, and I'll see you in the next one.